Check this, family. I just found out that by accident I marked my last video made for children. So I'm going to try and reiterate what I said before and make it clear and be sure that it's not marked for children. Because I would hate to have children that aren't being subjected to some of this crazy shit that's going on now to haphazardly come across something that explains why they're having to deal with adults wanting to screw them. Okay, I'm concerned with this, as most parents should be, and as the country should be on a whole. Really, a worldly type thing where the world itself should want to protect their children from certain types of content. And since I'm screaming this, I want to be sure that I'm not a an abuser or a hypocrite regarding what I believe children should be protected from. But that's not to say that because I want to do it, it doesn't seem to be something that everyone's concerned with. Because what I'm finding out is that social media on a whole isn't trying to protect children at all. What they're actually doing is exploiting children and subjecting children to the types of conduct that I believe that any sound-minded civilization would try and protect them from. I don't see where it's any type of justification for grown ass people to want to publicize children having sex with grown people. It's absolutely ridiculous. But it stems from a simple problem that's been going on in our society for quite some time. And that is that family members feel like it's okay for them to screw each other. All right? That was the beginning of it. People initially said that it was necessary for the survival of people at one time to do that. But I can't speak for what was necessary to to perpetuate the species. What I can speak for is now. And now it's absolutely ridiculous. It's one of the worst things that's going on now in this world, that we no longer give a fuck about children and about how we interact with each other in general. Now, let's touch on some of the reasons why this is such a problem. I presented to you guys some content regarding a Muslim explaining the nature of a set of creatures that are torturing each of us and that are behind this movement called worldly genocide. Many people, for the most part, or should we say, a small group of, of people that have the ability to influence others, are part of this group. And they seem to feel like it's okay because they're getting paid to do it. And because, of course, they get an opportunity to be with and amongst these creatures that anybody with common sense shouldn't want to be around or affiliated with, period. But these creatures have learned that, for the most part, since they've taught us the value of money, and that no one or nothing matters more than money, then of course we have those that feel that way, so they want to indulge immediately. I've been told that every man has a price. And I don't know much about that, but what I do know about is survival. These creatures that we're talking about were able to manipulate us by believing that they were smart, that they were intelligent, when in all actuality they just lack moral fiber. Something that most of us have embedded in our DNA, the need to survive and the common sense not to do certain things because it would work against that theory. Insanity and form and the formula contained in it means a lack of motherfucking concern about yourself and other people. Okay? Because no matter how you toss it or look at it, Your connection to the next person to you helps build and strengthen a society or world in general. We've been taught to hate each other for many reasons, and these people, these creatures, have made sure that that's the formula necessary in order for us to help them. There's another formula, family, and it's called genocide. The genocide of a people because of the inability to distinguish the difference between good and bad. Not in the sense that, oh, this is a bad thing because it's killing people. That's not the issue. The issue is as simple as one called survival, okay? When it contradicts the formula for us to survive, it becomes a problem. Because as Tao speaks, and my understanding, everything that we see is a part of Tao. But it's that balance that creates futures or change. If not, change can be a lack of human existence. Now, these creatures feel like it's their job to wipe out over 80% of the population so that they can control the remaining 20%, who are actually just slaves of doing what these creatures say do. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not just going to sit down and twiddle my thumbs and believe I'm a rich motherfucker so that in the end, I'm a victim of that insanity. Now, here's the problem with it, which is more concerning to me than anything else. It has been presented to us on a cake platter exactly what Facebook and some of these other companies are doing in general and how they are affecting not just grown niggas but children. Yet these companies continue to make money. They continue to prosper because we support them. Our governmental officials, our law enforcement officials, we support these creatures. Under any normal circumstances, they would be locked the fuck up and shut down. But they're not. And that's the problem. You see, from my understanding and analyzing the situation, I've come to realize that these creatures control the government and social media platforms, the news, and our law enforcement agencies. Our connection through central banks give us an opportunity to see just how they affect every country they are a part of. And we see a similar pattern. And those are the same things we're suffering from here. Now, as a surviving species, at some time I would like to think that at some point we would say to ourselves, I don't like the thought of thinking that some weak ass retarded fuck is going to kill me. And that I'm going to help or allow them to do so by helping them. Because that's what we're doing. I've seen some good people, some people that I looked up to or thought were special, become victims of this thought pattern. Miss Alicia Keys was somebody that I respected and I thought to be someone that was strong enough to stand up for what was right. Not for everyone else, but for herself. But when she became a part of this formula, I questioned her sanity. And when she tried to misuse our friendship to put coins in her pocket and to put pawns in her husband's pocket, meaning that I was supposed to take care of this nigga, help her take care of this nigga, I understood my beliefs were incorrect. But this is the formula that we're dealing with. This is the reality that we're faced with now. I've watched for years people use monkeys to illustrate the black person or the black race. And it took someone I didn't even know to point out to me that when you shave the hair off a fucking monkey, you got a white man. You got a white person. Color. It's a motherfucker. Because basically, that's what we're being judged by, the color of our skin. These 6s and 9s on my dick and under my arm and on my head and under the chin, under my chin. See, I don't have ape hair or animal hair. Ain't nothing. My hair on my arm ain't nothing like a rat or a gorilla. And I'm proud of my big limbs, 'cause they get the job done. I'm proud of my big nose, 'cause I can motherfucking breathe. I'm proud of the color of my skin, as we all should be. But when we start to judge ourselves based on it, then we want to believe that because we are a particular color, that we're better than other people. History taught us, or teaches us, that at one time black people were a part of every country on the fucking continent, meaning that it was their root. Environment and change made us become colored people. There are many colors of people, but black is a primary color. From it you can derive any color. Let's stop judging each other because of our past, because we're all niggas, and start to look at the reality of our survival as a species, and learn that in order for us to achieve the survival element that we're trying to reach, some things have to be alleviated from the process. These people, these creatures have been expelled from several countries in their past. And we know for a fact now they are not Jews. They are not a Semitic people. They are not that black people that they claim to be. I'm not saying that they're not a part of this tree. I'm saying that because of what they represent and their lack of moral fiber, they're dangerous to all of us. They've been expelled enough times to decide at one point or another to change, but they have not. They've gotten worse. And now that they are as strong as they are, they want to rid the will of all of us. This is a reality. This is something we have to be concerned with and change immediately. You see, if we don't, and we just expel them, God knows what they will do the next time. And I'm not telling you to kill these people. I'm not saying we should do any of that. But what I am saying is that we need to put some of these scientists on a mission, a job, to build a spaceship and put their ass on it and send their ass as far away from this planet as possible. And that if we catch them coming back this way for any reason whatsoever, we need to treat them as criminals, because that's what they are. Crimes against humanity is a serious charge, just as treason is in the nature of a nation or kingdom. And these people have infiltrated our world, and it's time for them to be changed permanently. We are all suffering from the acts of these people. Facebook is just a part of a simple plan, and that's to deceive us and get us to become willing participants in killing our own fucking self. That's serious. And for this little creature to continue to walk around and infect people with lies that we know are lies is either we're slipping or we have too much more fiber to survive. The black man had a problem with moral fiber, you see. As knowledgeable as he was, he could not get past the point of realizing that something could change that power. And today, he's a victim of his thoughts. Your thoughts are relevant because they are necessary in order for you to survive this trip we're on. Let's change the nature of these creatures, and by doing so, change the nature of ourselves. Guys, I'm not a participant in Christmas because I believe it to be a deception. I believe each kid should be able to worship and believe in their parents delivering those special gifts as they receive, and not some make-believe individual who's also a part of a history to deceive. You see, I understood Santa Claus to be a demon. I also understood the Christmas tree to be something that people's heads were hung on. These are realities. The winter solstice and the fact that no Yeshua was born on December the 25th. And that there's no white Joshua or Yeshua. It's time to get away from lies and start to adhere to what's necessary for us to survive. If I can make a change, you can too. Guys, I wish you a Merry Christmas. And I hope and pray that you believe in order for us to have happy holidays, it's time for a change. Love you.